These are perfectly friendly. You're welcome to walk around the paddock. Just a minute, I'm going to start talking to you guys some stuff about kangaroos. Alright guys, these are baby kangaroos. Baby kangaroos are weird ducks. So kangaroo reproduction gestation, super unusual thing. A kangaroo is a marsupial, that means mammals with pouches. Kangaroos have 2 uteruses. After their first pregnancy, they are always pregnant all the time in both uteruses. When they have a baby, it is 33 days of gestation. They birth something the size of a jelly bean. That jelly bean latches onto a teat. It remains there latched on for a minimum of 70 up to 90 days. When the baby is first born and it goes up to its mother's pouch and latches onto a teat, it looks like this. That is a 1-day-old baby kangaroo. No back legs, no tail, no eyes, just a mouth and 2 little feet. 2 little front feet, no back legs, no tail. Zoom that in a little bit. No back legs, no tail, 2 little front feet, mouth, no eyes. Looks like that. It zoomed in a little bit. The baby latches onto a teat in its mother's pouch, doesn't let go for a minimum of 70 up to 90 days. During that whole period of time, mom is making something more similar to colostrum than milk because she is essentially nursing an embryo. When the baby starts to nurse and release, mom shifts from making colostrum to making milk. The baby will then continue in the pouch. First time it'll stick its face out of the pouch is 6 months of age, and when they first start to stick their face out of the pouch, they look like... I just added some pictures to my favorite. I need to call this my farm tour reel and shorten it up so I find the picture. I guess I lost one. When they first take their face out of the pouch, that is 6 months of age. This is what that one looks like on the day it came out of the pouch. That is Phoebe, this one. That was July 12th of this year. So she is 9.5 months old. And that is what they look like on the day that they come out of the pouch. In the wild, they would go in and out of the pouch from 7 months to 8 months old. At 8 months, they're too big to fit in anymore, but they can stick their face in to drink milk. From 8 months to 10 months. At 10 months, they would be weaned. The males would be chased away from the group. The females would become part of the group. Normal family group for kangaroos is 1 male, 50 females. So if you want to be 1 male, 49, you got to go. That is the way they roll. The kangaroo, so the way it works with the 2 uteruses, the female continually makes something similar to Pitocin, so it's always looking to induce labor. The point that the baby latches on and starts to nurse and makes a second chemical that blocks the Pitocin, so it won't normally just birth back to back. If the first baby does not make it to the pouch within 2 days, that means mom has had 2 days to build up enough Pitocin to induce labor again. Fire 2, birth from the second uterus. So every time it has 1 baby, it has 2 opportunities. 1 to make it to the pouch and latch onto a teat. So if the first one does make it to the pouch, what happens then to the second? What happens to the second is embryonic diapause, freeze frame in utero. It does not progress, it does not regress. It remains exactly the way it is at 33 days. It can stay that way for days, weeks, months, or years until mom is ready to deliver again. There are 2 things that make a female ready to deliver again. Number 1, if it stops nursing its baby for any reason, that takes the blocker off of the Pitocin, fire away, birth again within 2 days. Number 2, a kangaroo is designed to birth as many babies as it can nourish and no more. So if the kangaroo gets overweight, it will double up the production of Pitocin to bypass the blocker and birth the second one right away. But once 2 are both nursing, it doubles the amount of blocker. It cannot possibly bypass the blocker twice. Cannot have 3 babies. The babies, if they have more than one, the one may leave the pouch a little early, but 7 months plus or minus a day is normally when they leave the pouch. The kangaroos are not carrying mothers. If they had a mantra, that mantra would be live to have more. If a female is being pursued by a predator and has a baby in the pouch big enough to slow it down, ditch the baby, head out, fade, and live to have more. If the female is malnourished or dehydrated, throw the baby away and ditch, live to have more. Kangaroos have a brutal but effective means of surviving droughts. When the drought starts, they all throw all of the babies away. That puts a cap on the demand on mothers to make milk. Don't stick your fingers in there, that bird will bite you. It doesn't make, it talks great, but it bites. So the mothers don't have to make milk anymore, and there's less demand on the food supply. So if the drought should last as long as a couple of years, maybe only half survive. Normal family group is 1 male, 50 females. So the 1 male is statistically insignificant. So if they go in with 50 and they come out with 25, that means that the weak are gone and the strong are still there. At the end of the drought in the desert normally ends with extremely heavy rainfall. So everything turns lush and green immediately. The kangaroos all re-nourish, rehydrate near immediately. While they were dehydrated, they didn't make Pitocin. They don't make Pitocin if they're malnourished or dehydrated. So as soon as they're re-nourished, rehydrated, they pick back up on the Pitocin, they all have a baby. So now their numbers have gone 50, 25, 50. Then, because everything is now lush and green because of all the heavy rainfall, within a few weeks they'll all be overweight, they'll all birth again. So that means their numbers will go 50, 25, 50, 75. And, or if the drought is shorter, maybe 50, 40, 80, 120. So they come out of the drought stronger by individual because the strong survive and the weak not only don't survive, but they're taken out of the gene pool, and larger in number because they all birth twice. So you can make the argument that a drought is a very good thing for a kangaroo. All right, let's go out and see pigs now. We're going that way.
This way. We just gotta count these little bouncing animals.
Oh, sweet.
I was wondering if someone was cooking upstairs.
That could be.
I was like, I can't tell if it's a good smell. So when you go to pick up, you want to grab the base of the tail, right there, yep, and then pick it right up underneath. Great job. Yeah, you did perfect. She's hired. Kangaroo ring work.
It's okay if they fight?
Here, I'll go ahead and take it.
All right, guys, going this way. Watch your step, don't fall in the hole, guys. Who's a good boy? That guy will give you a kiss. You're probably holding powdered poop right there. Good with me, but I don't know how Mom feels about it.
I was worried about
Wouldn't
what
that-
the kangaroo eats that would do to him on
Top of his nose, not his mouth, really. All right, guys. So kangaroo is a normal family. You guys can feed him with this if you want. Just take it in your hand, stick your hand through the fence. Normal family group for red kangaroos is 1 male, 50 females. So if you want to be the 1 male, 49 I got to go, and that is the way they roll. The kangaroos in the wild, a male kangaroo is lucky to make 5 years, but a kangaroo grows forever. If it is alive, it is growing. In the wild, a kangaroo max is around 140, 150 pounds. That's what that guy weighs right there. In captivity, we don't hunt them, feed them, run them down with pickup trucks, poison them, chase them off a cliff, or let them kill each other. So in captivity, a male kangaroo can live 20 years and it never stops growing. The world record for a red kangaroo is 6'7" standing on the ground, 8.5 feet nose to tail. We have both the genetics and the intent to grow a record-sized kangaroo here. The father of that guy, when he was 8 years old, was 6'2" and 225. Don't know what happened to him later.
Hey, buddy.
The father of all our female kangaroos just died at 10 years old of jumping into a fence. He was 6'4" and 250 when he passed at 10. If either of those two made the 20-year lifespan, they would easily have exceeded 7 feet tall.
Now eat my
So
food.
we do have both the genetics and the intent.
There comes the other one.
Size kangaroos here. Kangaroos are moving machines. A kangaroo covers 15 to 20 miles per day in the desert, and they do it on a very limited calorie budget. The kangaroo is only getting about 500 calories a day in the desert, and yet they can cover 15 and 20 miles a day. The amazing thing about that is that a human to cover a similar distance would need a minimum of 5,000 calories a day. So how a kangaroo does it in 500 is kind of interesting. The kangaroo, when it's walking, would be called a pentaped, 5-footed, front feet, back feet, tail, 2 front, 2 back, tail every time. When they're jumping, you would call it a biped. When they're jumping, they jump only on the back feet. If you look at that guy's back legs right there, they're actually pretty slender. But if you look at the back of the leg, that tight band going all the way down the back is a tendon. When he comes down out of the air, that stretches these tendons, stretches them like that, and then when he goes forward, whang, slams him shut like a spring and flings the kangaroo forward by the force of springs, not by the strength of muscles. That is how a kangaroo can cover such vast distances on very few calories. Kangaroos can jump very far. An adult male kangaroo can jump at least 20 feet from a standstill. On subsequent jumps, they can jump more than twice that far. That's a good look. Comes another shower. You know it. I got 10. Say what?
How come their eyes are so squinty?
God made them squinty? I don't know.
Because they're male or because they're adult? The other ones didn't have squinty eyes.
Oh, they're in the sunlight? They're kind of squinty right now, too, I hate to tell you. But,
Somebody was just there trialing.
all right, so a male kangaroo tops out at 45 miles an hour. Female kangaroo tops around at 28. The kangaroo, according to Wikipedia, can jump 40 feet, but there is a YouTube video showing a kangaroo that's jumping across a river that appears to hit 55 feet in a single jump. Kangaroos can easily jump a 6-foot fence. There's absolutely nothing keeping that kangaroo inside of that fence except that's where he wants to be. The reason he wants to be there is that's where his ladies are. The ladies can't clear that fence. Grant, you want to tend to him? Now would be good.
He does not appreciate that.
Right.
The zebra, yeah.
Marty, go on.
Marty, that's big.
Go.
Hey, zebra. No, sorry.
Oh, you can't pet a zebra. Zebras are not friendly animals. Zebras are pit bulls in the equine family, and by that I mean a pit bull won't necessarily bite you, but if it does, it'll be bad. Same way with a zebra. The zebra's not necessarily going to bite you, but if it does, it will not go well. We'll call call a kangaroo, a crepuscular animal, most active dusk and dawn. So at dusk and dawn, they're jumping around like the insane clown posse. The rest of the day, they're laid out lazy. They have a built-in swamp cooler. It's not warm enough for them to be doing this today. Please don't kick stuff at the kangaroo. That's rude. The kangaroos lick their front legs slobbery right here. Then they have a tremendous network of vessels just below their skin. So they lick this all slobbery, and then as that evaporates off, it cools the blood just below the skin. They have 5 toes on each foot. Their front feet look essentially like otter's paws, 5 approximately equally sized fingers with a leather pad that covers all the fingers in the palm at the same time. And their back feet have 1 huge giant toe in the middle, 2 teeny tiny ones on the inside, and 2 even tinier ones on the outside. But they do have 5 toes on each foot. An adult male kangaroo is strong enough in its tail that it can lean back onto its tail, all 4 legs off the ground, orient and deliver a blow with both back feet at the same time, sufficient to break the femur in 1 shot. Alright guys, it's time for our farm tour starting in 2 minutes from the other barn. So we're going to head through that barn and up to the other one. That's where we start the farm tour from in just a few minutes. If anybody needs a restroom, it is in this barn. It's the second door on the right that you're going to come to.